Here we go now.
Valentine's Day is literally 3 weeks away. Have you gotten your roses yet for the person that you love? And if you haven't, this is your reminder. You probably didn't even realize that Valentine's Day was right around the corner. You were probably ignoring all the Valentine's Day merch and things like that just literally came out while it was still the holidays. Well, I'm here to remind you. We have partnered with our friends over at Rose Forever yet again. This is probably our umpteenth year of working with them. And these roses that I'm holding in my hand are from a year ago. And I wish you could smell this through the screen. They still smell like roses, and they are. These are real roses that will last you up to a year. Our friends over at Rose Forever don't just sell roses though. You can get roses, you can get hydrangeas, but also for those that want other roses other than red, even though it's traditional, maybe you want purple, maybe you want pink, maybe you want white, maybe you want blue. There are colors for you. But now Rose Forever also has candles and delicious, big, huge candles. And we're back. Look how, in comparison to my head, look how big this candle is. And there's so many delicious flavors for you. So if there's something that you wanted to get for yourself or someone you love or just someone you appreciate and you were thinking of an idea of something that is actually long lasting, get you something from Rose Forever. And of course, we've gotten you covered with a discount. Be sure to check out our discount code and our special link available in the description. Time is running out. Literally, after this week, there will only be 2 weeks, and you want to keep enough time for delivery. And delivery is really good with our friends over at Rose Forever as well. Get your Rose Forever, something that will last you and something that people will look back at and like, oh, I remember the person that got me that, and they got me that last year. It's still beautiful. It's still luxurious. Get you something today. More information, again, will be available in the description along with your discount. And welcome back to the Kempire channel. Let me know if you could hear me, see me, all that good stuff. Happy Friday. What a day. Where did the day go, first of all? I woke up this morning with a crick in my neck again. I don't know what's going on. And I do all the things. I go to the chiropractor. I do the Pilates. I go get stretched. And I still woke up this morning. I slept wrong. OMG. But it's all right. It will be all right. Happy Friday. I hope you guys are doing well. This is our special Friday live show, Friday, as we love to call it, where we talk about a bunch of different hot topics and reality TVs, very much like Tuesday Takeover, but on a Friday. If you haven't already, be sure to like the video. And if you're listening to this on our podcast, be sure to subscribe to the Kempire podcast and give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. Shout out to our King's Guards that are in the live chat. Shout out to our subscribers. Shout out to our channel members. We appreciate you guys. And if you're not subscribed and you're just watching, hey, happy Friday. If you're new here, let us know as well. We love that as well. And keep on liking the video. We have a lot of stuff to get into, including some breaking news. Unfortunately, I've been watching this story. I can't report on everything, y'all, but I have been watching this story, and very sad news for Lil Jon. He's confirming that his son has passed away, Nathan Smith, who is only 27 years old. According to People magazine, Lil Jon's son is dead after a body was discovered in the area he had been reported missing from in Georgia. On Friday, February 6th, the Milton Police Department released a statement on social media announcing that a body, which they believe to be the rapper's 27-year-old son, Nathan Smith, was recovered from a pond. In the statement, the police department wrote that after Smith went missing on Tuesday, February 3rd, officers determined that he had, quote, left his residence under unusual circumstances, and search efforts began. After being unable to locate Mr. Smith during that time, teams expanded the search to include a pond in Mayfield Park near Smith Milton's residence. The statement read, on February 6, 2026, at approximately 11:35 a.m., divers with the Cherokee County Fire Department located and recovered a body from the pond. The individual is believed to be Nathan Smith, pending official confirmation by the Fulton County Medical Examiner's Office. According to the statement, there is, quote, no indication of foul play, but it continues to be an open and active investigation. No further details will be released until the official cause and manner of the death are determined by the Fulton County Medical Examiner, and all investigative leads have been thoroughly examined, the statement concluded. We extend our deepest condolences to the Smith family during this difficult time. The department respectfully asks the community and members of the media to honor the family's request for privacy as they grieve and navigate this tragedy. Shortly following the announcement, Lil Jon released a statement on the tragedy to People magazine saying, I'm extremely heartbroken for the tragic loss of our son, Nathan Smith. His mother and I are devastated, he said. Nathan was the kindest human being you would ever meet. He was immensely caring, thoughtful, polite, passionate, and warm-hearted. He loved his family and the friends in his life to the fullest. He was an amazingly talented young man, a music producer, an artist and engineer, and graduate of NYU. The statement continued, we loved Nathan with all of our hearts and are incredibly proud of him. He was loved and appreciated, and in our last times together, we're comforted in knowing that we expressed that very sentiment to him. Thank you for all the prayers and support in trying to locate him over the last several days, the statement concluded. Thank you to the entire Milton Police Department involved, Detective Milton, Investigator Sergeant Scott Lampin, Detective Randy Dula, Detective Sarah Moore, and Detective Daniel Williams, Sandy Springs Police Department, Fulton County Sheriff's Office, Haralson County Sheriff's Office, Cherokee Fire Department, Forsyth County Fire Department, Forsyth County Sheriff's Office, Georgia Canine Team Search and Recovery, and multiple volunteers, as well as the Milton Fire Department and Cherokee Rescue and Dive Team, and Craig Brazeman. The Milton Police Department issued the missing person report for the rapper's son on social media on February 3rd, noting that Smith was last seen at 6 a.m. the same day in the vicinity of the Baldwin Drive Mayfield Road in Milton. Subject ran out of his house and has been missing since. Subject left on foot and does not possess a phone. He may be disoriented and in need of assistance. Family and friends are concerned for his safety, the statement read at the time. In a statement shared with People Tuesday, Lil Jon's rep said, the family is asking for privacy at this time. We are also asking for continued prayers for Nathan to come home safe. Thank you. The turn down for what rapper born Jonathan Smith shares Nathan with estranged wife Nicole Smith. Lil Jon, 53, and Smith tied the knot in 2004 and announced their amicable split in February of 2024. In the announcement, they noted that they broke up nearly 2 years prior. Nathan is a DJ, or was a DJ, and musician who performs under the name DJ Young Slade or Slade. He released his latest single, Feels, in March of 2025. Last year, Nathan appeared on MTV's Family Legacy and opened up about growing up with Lil Jon as a father in an interview with The Quintessential Gentleman. He said, at the time, it's dope to appreciate my dad, show respect, and just look at all the things he's done. And it's nice to get the torch passed down and do my own thing, Nathan said at the time, because it's like it comes from him, but also I'm definitely taking it and making it my own. Rest in peace to Nathan, and we send our condolences to the Lil Jon and his entire family. Very, very sad. I saw that report. So for those that are just joining us, they're now confirming that Lil Jon's son, Nathan's body has been recovered, and he unfortunately did not make it. Okay. All right. In other news, let me just open up my notes for today that I wanted to talk about. Speaking of sons, Mary Cosby's son. Mary Cosby's son, as you know, we've been covering this story in regards to Mary Cosby's son being in jail. He's now out of jail, according to People magazine. Real Housewives of Salt Lake City star Mary Cosby's 23-year-old son, Robert Jr., is out of jail. They said People confirms that Robert Jr. was released from Salt Lake City County Metro Jail on Tuesday, February 3rd, after serving 2 months behind bars. Robert Jr.'s attorney, Clayton Sims, tells People that Robert expresses deep regret regarding his prior actions and acknowledges that his past behavior demonstrates poor judgment. You may also recall that Mary Cosby recently spoke about this during the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City reunion as well, and she was really happy the fact that he was there because she knew that he would be safe. Robert Jr., who appeared on the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City alongside Mary, was arrested on November 9th after going to his ex-wife, Alexana Smukoff's family's home and violating a pretrial protective order. On November 25th, he pled guilty to 8 charges, including assault, criminal trespass, violation of a protective order, violation of a jail release court order, and more. His plea came one day after Alexiana filed for divorce after 3 years of marriage. So a lot of us speculated whether or not the marriage was even real, but apparently it was real. According to Sims, Robert Jr., quote, attributes his behavior to an absence of coping skills when dealing with a painful separation from his wife, as he was unprepared for the sudden dissolution of their union. I'm sure also drug abuse did not help this situation at all. Court documents obtained by People show that as a part of his release, Robert Jr. was ordered to 36 months of probation and 75 hours of community service. He's expected to complete several mental health and anger management evaluations. To ensure his continued success, Robert is committed to taking responsibility, engaging in therapy, and securing employment, Sim tells People. Unfortunately, we sometimes learn more from our mistakes than our successes. Robert is on the right path and moving forward in a positive direction. A judge also granted a permanent no-contact order for his soon-to-be ex-wife. Mary recently addressed Robert Jr.'s arrest during the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City reunion episode that aired on January 20th, saying that she was not worried about him. I know he's somewhere where he's not using, she said of her son, who has previously been open on Salt Lake City about struggling with mental health and drug addiction. He also pled guilty to a DUI in 2022. Mary added that she has to step back so that Robert Jr. can learn. Unfortunately, he's learning the hard way, but I'm okay with this, she said. It's just you don't want to see your kids suffer, but I know it's good, and I'd rather him be there than dead. So we're going to continue following that story, and we wish nothing but the best for Robert Jr., especially with everything that we've seen that he's gone through and has been around. And so, sometimes jail will be the thing that, scared straight, as they would say. So we wish him the best. We wish him the best, and maybe we'll see more of that play out, or at least get an update on what's going on with Robert next season, because I'm pretty sure that Mary Cosby will be returning next season. It will be also interesting to see what they will focus on next season, especially with the Mary Cosby documentary that came out. Y'all, hold on. Let me tell y'all something. So I'm in Pilates minding my own business on Thursday, okay? Minding my own business. Look, let me take a sip. I was minding on my own business. I just finished my session. I'm getting dressed, and I overhear a young lady talking about a documentary, and she was telling her instructor to watch this documentary. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, okay. And then she was like, they make a joke about the Real Housewives, and I'm like, wait a minute, what documentary are they talking about? And then they start talking a little bit about the documentary. I said, let me get up on out of here, because I'm all throughout that documentary without my permission. without my permission. I'm all throughout that documentary. Let me get out of here before they start asking me questions. I was like, not in the wild. I had to get up out of there. I don't know. I didn't know what their thoughts were. I just was surprised. I really hadn't heard anyone outside of us talk about the documentary. Fifi, how am I nosy? She's talking out loud. If you saw the studio space, you know that it's not nosy. How am I nosy and messy? Fifi, you like to say a lot of interesting things in the chat. Tread lightly. Just a warning shot. Please understand, I see you. I see your comments. Tread lightly while you're still welcomed here. Sometimes you gotta let people know that you see them because they think that you don't see. You've been calling for me. So here I is. Here I is. It's Friday. I'm working at 8:00 at night on a Friday. Okay. Right. P-Dub says they talked about the documentary at the reunion and glazed right on or over it. Yeah, because you know what it is? If this was a bigger conversation when it comes to the fans not liking it, you saw how Andy doubled down on, it seems like everyone seems to be on your side. If people weren't on Mary's side, please understand they would be handling this very differently. So I wouldn't be surprised if next season they don't talk about it at all. Okay. Right? Come on. The villain era is still on and popping until April. Okay? Until April. Just saying. Hey, Arjun. Arjun, you're still up? Arjun said, Kempire, it's 1 a.m. here. I'm going to tell Kempire it's full. I slept late. Do you have to go somewhere tomorrow? I'm just saying, it's a Friday night. Hi, Tamnik. Tamnik says, hold on. Tamnik says, I love your channel, but I'm glad Candiace got voted off Traitors. Oh, I want to know why, though. Please understand, it's okay to have a difference of opinion here. Not to say that it is a difference of opinion. You don't know my opinion yet on it. It's okay to have a difference of opinion, but it's how you share it. That, to me, that's the important thing. Okay? Look, Fifi says, we see each other. We see each other. Okay. Let me find out you the candy to my Nene. Okay, Fifi. All right. Let me move on. Let me move on because there's someone else that needs to get roasted. And that is the alleged president of the United States. I'm not going to even show you a picture or the video that he posted. And then the White House tried to justify it. Now they're backtracking that it was someone else that posted it. Well, the president of the United States posted a horrendous video depicting former President Barack Obama and our forever First Lady, Michelle Obama, as monkeys. And if you don't know the history on why that is racist, I'm not here to teach you. It's Black History Month. Go do your own research. But I'm going to tell you this. I'm not going to sit here and argue this point that it was racist. But please also understand the man that some of y'all voted for has always been racist. And the people that knew Donald Trump before he got into politics knew he was racist. So please save me on that one. I say all that to say, did you guys watch Becoming over the weekend on Netflix? And Netflix, stop playing with us. Category, put it in the right category. It's not kids. You saw how they were doing that? Shout out to Barack Obama and Michelle Obama. I saw Michelle Obama recently here in New York City. She did a special press event and podcast recording for her book, The Look, which I have. Beautiful. If you're looking for a gift, Valentine's Day. Okay, guys. Well, ladies, tell your men these things. That's why I tell y'all need y'all need a gay friend. This would be a fantastic Valentine's Day gift as well. Get her or him, no judgments. I love my book. Get the Look. It's a coffee table book. But sitting there listening to Michelle Obama talk about the history of her looks and what she had to do as the first Black First Lady, it was so inspiring. I walked out of there so glad because I had decided at the last minute to buy tickets and go. I'm so glad that I went. The energy in the room was fantastic. And I waited online in the cold because, Secret Service, he had to do all kinds of things just to go. And it was worth it. It was so worth it. It was so nice to be in the same, and Tracy Ellis Ross was the moderator. it was such a fantastic time and conversation and understanding of the things that they had to do as the first Black couple in that position. You'd think that they could have a tiny inch of what this man has done. You'd think that Barack Obama could have that many felonies. First of all, Barack Obama couldn't do it. Y'all made a big deal about him wearing a tan suit. So save me on, Barack did this, Barack did that. Barack had any sort of controversies during his presidency because he couldn't. Because as Black people, we have to be 3,000 times better than anyone else to get an inch further. Okay, not even an inch further to even get closer. Okay. Singer DST says, never forget the tan suit. Right? But anyway, I just want to say happy Black History Month to all of us, but also to Michelle and Barack Obama. One time for them, y'all. I'm so glad that I could have been alive to see that happen. I remember the first time I voted for Barack. And I remember going, it was like, you remember, there were lines out the door. And I remember seeing an older Black woman in a wheelchair going to vote for Barack Obama. And just the image of that made me emotional. So I'm glad that in this lifetime we were able to see it. To see how far we've pivoted from that. America, do better. And all you people that want to make excuses for this president, I don't know how you can. Even before this incident, you need to take a check of your own self. Nicki Minaj. If he could do that, what do you think he thinks of you, Nicki? What do you think he thinks of you? But you already know what he thinks of you. You had ulterior motives. Anyway, let's move on. All right, let me look at my notes because I have a lot to talk about, but I will be adding the timestamps later. Okay, I will add the timestamps later. All right, let's move on. All right, before we move on though, today's live show is brought to you by our friends over at Factor. You know I love me some Factor. I recently just got some Factor meals. There are a lot of meal services out there, but Factor for me, there's just really great options, so many different options, especially as someone that doesn't love to cook or someone that's just very busy. This is your opportunity to have quality meals built for you that you can get in like 2-3 minutes. So cold days, big goals, no time to cook. Factor makes healthy, eating easy with fully prepared meals designed by dietitians and crafted by chefs. So eat well without the planning or cooking. So you're getting quality, functional ingredients, including lean proteins, colorful veggies, whole food ingredients, and healthy fats. No refined sugars, no artificial sweeteners, or no refined seed oils. Okay, so you're getting quality meals that fit your goals and schedule, healthier eating, calorie management, more protein. 100 rotating weekly meals to keep things fresh and delicious through winter. Options include high protein, that's something I'm always looking for, especially working out. Calorie smart, Mediterranean diet, GLP-1 support, which we've been talking about recently here on the channel as well, and ready to eat salads. Plus, the new Muscle Pro collection supports strength and recovery. Of course, I've gotten you a discount over at Factor. Head to factormeals.com/Kempire50off and use code Kempire50off to get 50% off and free breakfast for 1 year. Eat like a pro this month with Factor. New subscribers only, vary by plan. 1 free breakfast item per box for 1 year while subscription lasts. Okay, more details on Factor will be available in the description. Thank you to Factor for sponsoring today's Friday Live. All right. Yes. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Guys, be sure to let me know where you are watching from. I will be adding timestamps just to make it easier for the replay crew. Live chat, you enjoy everything that we're going to be talking about. So I appreciate it. Jackie, thank you so much. Let me shimmy for the $20. Thank you, Jackie. Jackie says, keep the villain vibe alive, Kempire. Big hugs from Houston. Well, it will end. It will end. But please understand, the villain era is always in me. It's always in me. All right. All right. All right. Let me take a sip. Fabwork says, yeah, that's ridiculous. Ain't nobody watching that. Fabwork says, yeah, it's crazy. They're already having an alternative Super Bowl halftime show. And nobody watched that. Whoever's going to watch it, you watch it. But guess what? Bad Bunny's going to break all kinds of new records. I saw his interview for the press that they're doing. The press that they'll be doing for in promotion of Sunday's game. I'm looking forward to it. And mind you, I'm not even a huge Bad Bunny fan. I know a couple of songs. I'm looking forward to the message and how intentional he's going to be. So I look forward to that. Sunday, halftime show. All right. Who's going to be there with me? All right. Cincinnati's in the building. Sydney, Australia's in the building. Merlin. Hey, Merlin. New York City, Memphis, Montreal. What's going on? Greensville, South Carolina. What's going on? London, UK. I see you. Atlanta, Georgia, California, Columbus, Ohio. What's going on? Where Detroit at? All right. You guys will let me know. Okay. Benito Bowl. Yes, it's Benito Bowl. All right. Moving on from there, let's talk about Kiana. So Kiana, I meant to talk about this yesterday. We went live yesterday. If you missed that, it was another day of just Real Housewives hot topics. We talked about the Real Housewives of Rhode Island trailer. So be sure to check that out. You can also hear it on the podcast as well. So I forgot to talk about this story. Well, apparently there was a story going around about Kiana's bankruptcy. Mind you, I never even saw this story. Okay? It wasn't until I saw the statement that Kiana released to the Neighborhood Talk that I even knew about the story. So sometimes you talking about a story is where it starts gaining traction. So I'm going to play for you under fair use, and shout out to realityt_recap on Instagram. This was their exclusive story originally. I'm going to play that for you guys and react. Okay?
Kiana, I don't know who you pissed off, but your bankruptcy papers are floating online in my DM. The documents show that Kiana filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy back in March of 2023, and her debts were wiped clean as of June 2023. Now, according to the filing...
And this is probably like right around the time that she was on Real Housewives of Potomac as a friend of. She was full-time in 2024, but around 2023 is when she was appearing on Real Housewives of Potomac. My thing is, I find that to be interesting because I'm like, you already had your business though at that particular point. Pay attention to some of the details of this. Let me go back.
Kiana, I don't know who you pissed off, but your bankruptcy papers are floating online in my DM. The documents show that Kiana filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy back in March of 2023, and her debts were wiped clean as of June 2023. Now, according to the filing, at the time, she reported about a $2,000 a month income and listed her occupation as her boyfriend's assistant.
Greg's assistant? $2,000 a month? Here's the thing. I also want to just preface this conversation around the bankruptcy. I think we also need to start normalizing understanding billionaires and millionaires have been using bankruptcies for... I'm not here to shame Kiana for filing for a bankruptcy. Millionaires and billionaires are doing it every single day. Okay? It was just the details that I found to be interesting. I was like, wait, huh? But okay.
Filing also lists several credit cards, a large unsecured personal business loan, and a 2021 Range Rover Sport. Important reminder though, this bankruptcy is a snapshot, not a prophecy. This was filed before Bravo checks and visibility. And listen, plenty of housewives have had financial resets. So the real question isn't why did she file, it's how does this change the context of what's being said at the reunion in the trailer with Jesse accused Kay of stealing Greg from his former wife, being that she's listed as his assistant in these documents. I'm definitely seated to find out. It's your girl V with Reality Recap. I'll keep you posted.
Go follow Reality TV. Well, Reality _recap on Instagram. That's where, we cite our sources over here. All right. So, according to our friends over the Neighborhood Talk, they got an exclusive statement from Kiana in regards to this story. So, in the exclusive statement, the Real Housewives of Potomac star addressed the resurfaced court documents head on, making it clear that she has nothing to hide. She says, I'm aware that a personal financial moment from 2023 is being framed as gossip, and I want to address it directly because transparency matters more to me than pretending life is always polished and I'm just hanging out in the Europe cities. Sorry, I had to. You know how Kiana is, okay? So Stewart confirmed the filing and pushed back on the stigma often attached to bankruptcy, especially for women in business and women of color in business. Let's be clear. Oh, here y'all go trying to be like Karen. Stop it. She so wants to be like Karen. She said, let's be clear. Bankruptcy is not a character flaw. It's a legal tool that many entrepreneurs use when they take real risks, build real businesses, and sometimes have to rebuild. That is a part of business. That is a part of life. But Kiana, the only part about that I find to be interesting, it doesn't say that you were... And look, her business might be under an LLC, hopefully. And that's why she was saying that she was working as an assistant. So who owns that business? Look, are you not an employee of your business? And you were making $2,000 a month as Greg's assistant. So I feel like the detail, I'm okay with the bankruptcy of it all. It's the details that I'm like, wait a minute. So she says, let's be clear. Bankruptcy is not a character flaw. It's a legal tool that many entrepreneurs use when they take real risks, build real businesses, and sometimes have to rebuild. That is a part of business. That is a part of life. I agree. But I'm just interested in the details of this particular thing. So she also noted that the filing came before her current success, adding, I am the first Black woman to own a medical spa of its kind in Baltimore. That didn't happen by playing it safe. Okay, but didn't you have that spa before you came on the show? It feels like you had that spa in 2023. So I'm trying to understand why it said that you were making $2,000 a month. Okay, not as the spa owner. Maybe she didn't take a salary. There are so many details when it comes to business that we can unpack here. I just have questions. But for me, the bigger conversation here is us as a community, because I know a lot of us, no matter where you are in the diaspora, if you're a person of color, if you are a Black person specifically, we're always told bankruptcy is terrible. These things, you should pay off these things. You shouldn't use credit. And when we look at, especially now in 2026, when we look at some of these entrepreneurs and millionaires and billionaires and how they've used these tools that are given to them, it takes away from this dark cloud of bankruptcies and bad credit and or using your credit. And we are learning a thing or two. But I saw this story and I said, okay, I know you guys are going to eventually be in my DMs. Kempire, did you see this story? Well, yeah, we did. And now we've covered it. All right. So Kiana is now addressing it. Okay. Maybe it will come up. Oh, you know what will probably happen for the new season? I don't need to see it. I really don't want to see Kiana back next season. We've talked about it. We've moved on. Bravo. We don't need to talk about it next season. I don't think there's much more to talk about. What else is there to talk about? We got to talk about Wendy and those charges. All right? Let's talk about Wendy and those charges. Okay. All right. Moving on from there. Let's talk about the Valley Persian style. Valley Persian style is getting a little dry for me, y'all. It's because I'm seeing performative behavior. I'm also seeing how I really do not like the OGs. Shahs of Sunset, Reza, Gigi, or Mercedes. I see what they're doing, and I get it. We're going to need them to transition this new cast. I will say this, the show probably would not be what it is in regards to moving story along, pulling things out of people. I can't say that this new cast would hold the show and break the records that this show is doing currently. But I'm also getting a little tired of some of the OGs, if I'm being honest. Okay? Golnessa is still her issues with Dennis. I don't care. So apparently she wants to get back into business. Or it already says to me that Bravo is getting a percentage of Intimately Gigi, because the amount of times that they've mentioned this business and shown the logo and the promo photo, during during these last couple of episodes, Bravo's getting their percentage. Okay. Why is Gigi looking at a $2.5 million home? Gigi is being supported by her parents, and apparently they're struggling because of supporting her. And then look, we also understand Gigi has been on reality television. Apparently she has her own weed line and blah, 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 blah. Apparently not. You think these reality TV stars are making money, y'all, and they're not, especially when they're not on reality television and you have a habit of $3,000 or $4,000 a month of weed smoking. Okay? I don't get the storyline with her and Dennis. She forgave Dennis. Then she was mad at Dennis last week. This week, she's still a little upset with Dennis. She wants to get back into business with Dennis. I really don't care. Only thing I cared about Gigi this week, I was like, I want to look at a $2.5 million property. Honestly, though, wait a minute. The Woodland Hills, you can get a $2.5 million property like that? In New York City for $2.5 million? You ain't getting all of that. So shout out to California, because I was like, wait a minute. Denise says Gigi parents are still supporting it. Yeah, because they used that against her as a clapback this week. They were like, your parents are supporting you. So she looked at this $2.5 million home. I think she looked at this property for the show. She clearly knew that she couldn't afford it. I don't know what her budget was again, but you could either lease the property for $14,000 a month. Gigi, I don't know how much they're paying them. I don't think they're paying them a lot for the Valley, because you have to remember, they're not going to get paid what they were getting paid on Shots of Sunset. That's why I really think why they ended Shots of Sunset. I think they didn't want to pay those OGs anymore the amount of money. I think they were making close to $1 million, if not more, on Shots of Sunset. So now when they give you, they take you off the air for a few years, make you sweat, make you take whatever they're going to give you. I'm not saying this is what they did, but follow me. You see what I'm saying? Follow me. Oh, you're not on reality television anymore, and now you see that the money's not coming in. Now you're desperate. You'll take whatever we will give you. And you remember, Shots of Sunset, they were at BravoCon. I heard from very reliable sources that those folks were like, they felt a way about how Bravo was treating them at the time after Shots had ended, and they were talking about possibly giving them a show and things like that. But yeah. P-Dub says we need more OGs from Shaw's. Who else do you want from Shaw? You never, you might be surprised who might end up in the next season of Shots of Sunset. But I don't mind the new cast, the people that they've brought with them. It's just that the OGs that they currently have, there's a lot of toxicity with them. Mercedes might be the only one that is not as toxic. She was, don't get me wrong, I remember. Mercedes meeting with Mauricio's on like any reality show that will have him. Mauricio is going to be on it. And I'm just like, Mauricio, Rick would never. Rick Hilton would never. Okay? So she meets with Mauricio, and she, remember, Mercedes was a real estate agent when we first were introduced to her. When she is talking to Mauricio about how she wants to make $1 million in the next year, and he asked her, so how do you plan to do that? You would never know that this woman had been selling real estate before. The way that she was so like, well, go door to door, because she wasn't selling real estate. It's giving Cecil from Married to Medicine. She probably has not sold a house in years. When she was doing Shots of Sunset, we barely saw them doing their real estate stuff anymore. So that might be part of the reason. But I feel like her working for the agency, remember, this show is produced by the same people that produced Beverly Hills. So hence why it seems as if it looks like Mauricio, since they canceled his Netflix show, he wants any way to promote his business, the agency. The agency does well, don't get me wrong. But it just feels a lot of Mauricio on reality television. It was Potomac. Of course, he's going to be on Beverly Hills. Now he's on the Valley Persian style. All right. Mercedes not knowing how to sell property. And look, yes, you're going to need guidance, especially in 2026. It's very different than maybe when she first started selling real estate. But she has like a scene where she's doing a photo shoot for her. This is going to sell millions. And I'm just like, this is her being performative. She ain't trying to sell no house. She's gonna do a Cecil. Miss Parker said, Cecil said, how I get in it? We gonna get in you in a second, Cecil, when we talk about Married to Medicine. So I thought I didn't care about any of the other storylines that happened in here. Gigi's still fighting with Dennis. Eventually she makes peace with Dennis. They're gonna do Intimately Gigi. Reza Jackson, not Reza the other one. Reza Jackson, the newbie, I like him, y'all. I like him a lot because he seems to be the only sensible one. The only one to kind of call out Gigi for, like, you invited this guy here. He's the one trying to barter friendships with Tannen and Sky. Sky, I get it, y'all. I get what she is annoying. She came from nothing, but she act like she came from something, which I'm okay with. I did not like how Reza spoke to her, though. Reza, and this happens with a lot of gay men, feeling like because they're gay, they can talk to women. And I already showed you that video a couple of weeks ago about Reza in that woman's DMs. Reza, and you saw how he used to speak to Mercedes. Reza has a thing about the way he speaks to women that I don't like, and I didn't like the way that he was speaking to Sky. Sky's not my favorite. I think Sky's good for the show, though, because you need people like Sky, y'all. I'm giving you a perspective from reality TV production. I've never produced reality television. I'm just saying this is what I would look for. You want a person like that, okay? She makes good reality television. She's delusional, okay? I understand why I'm on Tannen's side. I understand why she was not begging to be friends with Sky anymore, because she said that this has happened before, and she's always the one to reach out to Sky. And Sky, but I do feel like, Tannen, you shouldn't have went to Reza if you felt a way about her putting your product, your serum, on the dog. I wouldn't think anything of it. I would be like, okay, you love your dog, and the serum is good, it's going to work on anything or anyone. If you felt a way about it, Tannen, you should have said something to Sky, not to Reza. Messy Reza. So I can see, I'm twerking on the fence. I can see both sides of the situation, but I do think that Sky could have given Tannen some grace. Apparently, Tannen and Greg are trying to work on their relationship. I'm not sure if that was a real thing or a storyline, but it seems like in this week's episode, they're working on their relationship and communication. Because remember, it's been a little iffy with them. Like, they're more bros than they are in a marriage. But we'll see. We shall see. The only person that's filed for divorce since the season aired is Mercedes. I don't understand that. Part of me hopes that it's just a storyline, because I really believe that Mercedes' husband, Tommy, really loves her. And when they show pictures of their family and stuff like that together, they seem like they have such a good time together and that they love their son. But maybe it's just that. Maybe it's the love for their son. I don't know. I don't know, though. Do you think that they'll actually go through with this divorce? And I get it, why people don't like Tommy. Tommy can be abrupt. He can be rough. But I also understand, and you'll see this next week, why Tommy doesn't want to be around this group. I understand there were restraining orders, okay? So we shall see. I'm still talking about it. It's still better than Beverly Hills. Still better than Beverly Hills. All right. The other important storyline from the Valley Persian style that I was tearing up yesterday watching this, and I couldn't believe it, because literally we've seen this all play out. Amir and Natasha, beautiful couple. You remember Amir lost, it was his wife, right? Was it his wife or his fiance? I can't remember. Lost her. And Natasha feels away. She feels insecure. So they have a scene and they talk about this. And she says she does feel a little bit, she gets in her feelings when it's the anniversary and he goes to his ex's, not ex's, his late girlfriend, fiance. He goes to her gravesite. So he also said, I love you he was his wife. Okay. Thank you, Trini. I couldn't remember. I was like, was it his fiance? I couldn't remember. So she feels a way about it. And I've never been in that position before, so I'm not going to tell Natasha she shouldn't feel a way. The lady's gone. But it was a beautiful scene, because I can only imagine Amir has my heart, because he's such a nice guy in amongst these men. He's such a nice guy. He's so level-headed, but he also says that he loves her. He loves Natasha. And because of the trauma that he went through with his late wife, that's part of the reason why he's so worried. He doesn't want that to happen where he falls in love with someone so much and then he loses them. He's traumatized. He's traumatized by that situation. So he gets emotional. He said, I get so worried about you all the time. Oh, it broke my heart watching that scene with them. But at the same time, it's a beautiful moment. It's the heart of this season of the Valley Persian style. And I'm glad that they did the medium. That's why sometimes it's good to do going for a reading or speaking to a medium. I've seen so many people get helped by stuff like that. Like the Long Island medium, I've actually went to one of her in-person events, and I've seen her help so many people that finally feel like they can, breathe again, So for me, that was my favorite part of the episode. I just wanted to talk about the other details, but my favorite part was Amir and Natasha's conversation. It was such a beautiful conversation, such a vulnerable conversation. Men can be very hard-headed. They can be very like, oh, I got to be macho. I love the fact that Amir is not afraid to be vulnerable in front of Natasha. I also appreciate that she's not afraid to be vulnerable and say, I'm insecure every time you go to see her gravesite. And they agree that when the anniversary comes up again, they'll go together. I think it's beautiful. I think it's a beautiful thing. But get off of reality television, because I can see this group of people, it's going to come for y'all relationship. I don't want... Do one and done. Do one and done. You guys don't need it. He's an attorney. She's a stay-at-home mom, right? Did she do anything else? I don't know. I mean, please understand. I understand that's a job. But I wasn't sure if she had other jobs. All right. Wait a second. Hold on. Nurse Ratchet says, my husband did her closets here in Long Island. Really? Wait, your husband does closets? Not yet. Not yet. I'm not ready yet. But there will come a time. I want to do my walk-in closet. Okay? All right. Yes, Oliver says, protect Amir and Natasha. Mutually supportive, very fiery says, yes. Catalyst says, they're such a sweet couple. They were, and a real couple. All right. Oliver says, I hope the sex is good. What? Where are we going with this? Moving on. We're going to end on that note. What? Wait a minute. Wait a damn minute. Guys, don't forget, yesterday we went live and we covered a lot of stuff, including Dr. Simone unfollowing Dr. Jackie on social media. I thought the reunion was next week. Apparently, the reunion was filmed today. And the seating chart came out, and it's very interesting, the seating chart. I did not expect to see this seating chart where Quad is sitting next to Andy and Toya is sitting next to Andy. So Dr. Jackie and Dr. Simone, who have been sitting next to Andy for the most part, for the majority of the seasons, they've had some fluctuations in past seasons, but I was surprised because I think we all automatically thought that Dr. Jackie and Dr. Simone were going to be sitting next to Andy, especially with their issues of their friendship. Okay. So the reunion seating chart for Married to Medicine season 12 reunion came out, and sitting closest to Andy. This is a thing for those that don't understand Bravo. This is a thing in Bravo, in the Bravo world. Okay. Who sits next to Andy. It's a power position. It's the person who had the most drama during the season. And please understand, we haven't seen the full season yet. There's still probably like 7 more episodes to go. Maybe more than 7 episodes, maybe 8 episodes to go. And so we have Toya sitting next to Andy. We have Quad. On Quad's side, we have Dr. Jackie. We have Heavenly. Then we have Dr. Mimi. And we have, I keep wanting to call her Princess Love. It's Angel Love. Lord have mercy. Then on the other side with Toya, we have Dr. Simone, Dr. Contessa, and we have Brandy. So this will be interesting. I've been telling you, I feel a little bit differently about Dr. Mimi after this week's episode. I do feel like she has taken a side and she can give Dr. Heavenly grace more than she can give anyone else. I get why you don't like Toya. What Toya did to you at her house was uncalled for. But at the same time, I'm just sort of like, now you are telling, it's not a good look. It's weird. It's weirdo behavior. But it'll be interesting to see how the rest of the season goes and to see where these relationships lie. Okay? Ms. Parker says, it's okay. Angel is forgettable. Well, damn. All right, Angel. Based on what I've seen of Angel this season, I'm not 100% sold. Young Eartha Kid, thank you so much for the super chat. Young Eartha says, can I hop on the call tonight? And if so, how? I have thoughts. Sorry if it's a dumb question. It's not a dumb question. I'll drop the call and link for the general audience, but everyone has to like the video. Let's get to a certain amount of likes and I'll drop the call and link for the general audience. But if you're a member of the channel, I will be dropping the call and link for you guys on the post tab. Just Jewel, thank you so much for the super chat. Just Jewel says, please flood the chat for love and prayers for Foxy losing her. Foxy, we all pray as you begin to navigate through this devastating journey of loss. I did not know that, Foxy. I'm so sorry for your loss. Oh my gosh. I had no idea. Is Foxy in the chat? I think I did. No, I saw Foxy. Oh my gosh. Well, Foxy, thank you for being here. You know you don't have to be here. I'm so sorry. Jenny from The Block says, I think this will be a good reunion. I think so. I think for the most part, people said this has been a good season. Where it has fallen short for me is that it feels like a lot of the same. And that's what I'm kind of tired of. We also yesterday talked about Toya's interview with Carlos. So if you missed it, we did talk a little bit about it yesterday. I have not gotten a chance to watch the full interview. Can't promise you that I will. You know, bigger and better things to do.
That's really upsetting to me, so I'd appreciate it if you didn't say that.
Well, okay then. Well, that just reminded me. I did end up watching Below Deck. Below Deck, I ended up watching last night. The first episode. I love Below Deck. I've always loved Below Deck. If you were a Tuesday Takeover watcher, then you remember we used to recap all the iterations of Below Deck, except Sailing Yacht. I never loved Sailing Yacht. But we started talking about Down Under, too. But apparently, they're not down under this season. They're in the Caribbean. I think that's because of budget. I think that's the only reason why Below Deck Down Under is because of budget. They wanted this particular boat. They can get a bigger, better boat and film, as you know, Salt Lake City ladies. So this first episode, we get to see the Salt Lake City ladies on it. At the end of the episode is when we kind of get to see them. We will see more of them next week, and maybe I'll talk about it more next week. But I have to say, seeing it from the Below Deck perspective, it's definitely less drama with the ladies, and you could see that the ladies were lovely. Captain Jason was talking about how, sweet they were and how they would always say thank you to everyone. And then I've already told you, if you listen to my Ultimate Girls Trip Tea audios that I've done for Apple Podcasts, then you already know that I've heard that these ladies are very performative. And what we see is a lot of them just turning up for the camera. But you see, like, watching it from the Below Deck perspective, it was kind of cute and fun to watch it from that perspective because it was less screaming. Yes, there was still some screaming because you have to have the crew react to, like, these ladies are crazy. So you get to see that, but it was interesting to see it from that perspective. Okay. One of the things that I also ended up watching after Below Deck Down Under was the after show. Bravo loves Kate Chastain. Remember, Kate Chastain is an OG. Well, no, she's not an OG, right? She wasn't in the first season. But she basically is an OG. Like, you know how I feel about that whole term OG. I don't believe it necessarily has to do with the season that you started. To me, it's more like, how long have you been putting in the work, okay? So she was a chief stew for a very long time. For me, the best years of Below Deck are with Kate Chastain. But since then, she's worked with the network on multiple different projects, including Bravo's Chat Room. She's always at BravoCon. Kate follows me on X. I really, really enjoy her on reality television. So much so that Chef Ben, also an OG of Below Deck, he's the chef this season. So her and Ben do the after show with the other crew, doing their individuals with folks. So yeah, she was right. Mary Kate she is an OG, but yes, she was season 2. But I can't believe I even remember that. I was like, wait a minute. Kate was also on the Traitors, and she was amazing on the Traitors. She was amazing. So what I posted yesterday on X, I said, we need Kate to come back. She doesn't want to come back as a chief stew. I understand that. Come back as a charter guest and bring some of your favorite Bravo celebrities, right? That would be hella entertaining. First of all, she's hella entertaining. But bring some of your girlfriends that are Bravo celebrities. She has a lot of friends that are Bravo celebrities. And she has a relationship with Ben, so she can give it to Ben too. I would love to see that. The only thing is that she has a kid now, so it's a little different. But that's why I said let her film for a couple of days and be a charter guest. And because if she's a charter guest, she's like she's gonna give it to them. She's gonna give it to them. She's gonna be in the galley with them. I'm surprised no one's thought of this. You guys keep having her do the after shows and the commentary. I want to see her be a charter guest. Let's have Kate be a charter guest. Kate, if you're watching this on X, I'm talking about you. Kate Chastain should be a charter guest. Bring some of your favorite Bravo celebrities. Since we're doing like crossovers and things like that, can we do that? Can we do that? I would love to see it. Come on. And if you haven't seen Kate on The Traitors, she's so entertaining. So entertaining. Word on the street, they're thinking about doing the Traitors All-Stars. Let me bring up that article, and we could talk about that before I get into the Traitors 2. Let me just see if I could. I just want to find the article. Okay, I just want to keep it up, so when we talk about Traitors, I can get into that. All right, let's talk about Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Okay, I know. Okay, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I got the people on X in a tizzy today because I said that they need to give Amanda a raise because they constantly are just coming for her. They're constantly so pressed by her. Look, please understand. I understand that Amanda is annoying, and honestly, her being in a cult makes a lot of sense based off her demeanor. It's very just so unfazed. And I do believe people that are in cults, I feel like they will end up either leading a cult or ending up in another cult again. You know what I mean? But it's very clear to me that they feel like they need a focus this season. I wouldn't be shocked if I've heard behind the scenes. I haven't heard anything. I wouldn't be shocked if behind the scenes they were saying that season was lackluster, so they were trying to find things to stir the pot. Because who else are they stirring the pot with? It's the same beef between Kyle and Dorit this week. We don't care about a battle between Kyle and Dorit. We really don't care about a beef between Kyle and Dorit. So since we're talking about that, let's go there. Because when we rewind the tape in regards to what Amanda Francis had to say about Dorit talking about PK, I agree with Kyle. It's not like you're just talking about PK. You're talking about PK on this platform. We all cringed when she talked about PK being an alcoholic last season. So I agree with Kyle in that respect. But do I think that Kyle has not been the best friend to Dorit in regards to it, and that she probably is more male-centered and more aligned with PK than Dorit? Yes. However, I have to agree on this particular point. It's going to only hurt you that you're talking about this. It's hurting you when it comes to your divorce proceedings. Okay? So, that was like the reigning issue at the very beginning. And again, what Amanda said wasn't that deep. It wasn't like Amanda was being disgusting about Dorit. Like, I really don't think she should be talking. That's really dumb. She didn't even say that. She was like, yeah, I don't think that's the best thing. I don't feel like she was being insensitive. But Dorit wanted to have an issue with Amanda. However, Amanda saying that she was accosted by Dorit was a bit Karenish. Okay? Was a bit Karenish. It was like, okay, you weren't accosted, and she's looking up on her phone the definition of accosted, and here comes Bose. Bose was annoying me this week, y'all. Look, Bose was annoying me this week. Kirsch Jones says, I agree with you, Kempire, because even Rachel was taking things out of context. Right? Because Rachel, you remember last week, I felt like she was being performative when her divorce was announced. This week is like, it's like everywhere. Everyone's talking about my divorce. That was such a blip. And look, maybe I'm not in the same circles of the Bravo universe where people were speculating and talking about this, but it was such a blip. Girl, ain't nobody was talking about it that long. She's like, everyone's talking about my divorce. It's like, it's such a headline. Like, she didn't know that people were going to react that she filed for divorce. Did you file under a different name? Because if you didn't follow a different name, then you knew what this was. You've been in Hollywood for too long not to know. So I find it interesting that, you know, she's making like this big deal in dramatics and she's crying at the table. Look, I get where she's coming from when she's saying, you know, we should allow our friends to say whatever they want to us. But Kyle is not saying that Dorit can't open up to her and talk about the divorce. What she's saying is, I don't think you should be saying this on camera in front of millions of people about a man that you're divorcing. It's going to hurt you in the end. That's the element here that I think people are missing. Suzanne says, only this week, Kempire. She gets on my nerves every week. Oh my gosh, you guys are hilarious. So they're all are on Amanda at first, and then Amanda says, well, Kyle, I was having this conversation with Kyle, but Dorit didn't want to go to Kyle. But then eventually it leads to Kyle because Kyle starts to chime in. And Kyle never said, Amanda, you're lying. She never said that. And also when they flash back to that conversation, it really wasn't a big deal. It wasn't like they were talking trash about Dorit. Come on. If they were talking trash about Dorit, then it could be like, oh, I understand where Dorit's coming from. It wasn't that big of a big deal. And Sutton was so quiet. You don't know how Sutton's just sort of there? Look, Sutton just sort of there and didn't say a word. Name them. She ain't naming nothing, okay? She ain't naming nothing. She's just sitting there looking around. Tilly, get off the show. I'm losing so much respect for Jennifer Tilly. Her wanting to know what the argument is, she feels like, I'm over here. I can't hear anything. I'm going to move my chair over so I can be involved and get a little bit more camera time. The desperation, Tilly, you would never know that this woman was nominated for an Oscar. Wasn't it more than once, twice? Tilly, get off this show. I think Tilly really thinks that this is going to maybe relaunch her acting and get her into other things. Not to say that she necessarily needs it, but these actors do. It's not because they necessarily need the money. It's the ego. Okay? I was just like, Tilly, sit down. She's just in everything this season. It feels a little desperate, Tilly. I'm not liking that for you. I liked you when you were just sort of like there and you would chime in, you have your little moments. It's giving desperate. I don't love that for you. Oliver says Tilly's turning into a porcelain doll. Ooh. Okay. Then Rachel gets really upset and she puts on her sunglasses. And then all of a sudden Bo's she's like, let me see your eyes. Let me see your eyes. And then she gets her up and she takes her outside. Where's Dorit going? Dorit is such a follow of fashion when it comes to Bose. And I agree with Kyle when Kyle said that Bose and I could say the same thing and Dorit will react very differently to Bose. It's so obvious. She's looking at Bose basically like Bose is her bodyguard. And that's her alliance. I don't feel like this is a real friendship. It might be a real friendship. But I think that Bose is looking at Dorit as a project. So they go outside. Jennifer's just like, I just can't take it. It was so fake. I'm sorry, Rachel. Rachel, I think you are an undercover mean girl. I don't care what anyone says. I think Rachel Zoe is an undercover mean girl. I find it so interesting, the perspectives that she's having this season and who she's aligning herself with. You're aligning yourself with the cool girls. And mind you, she's a Virgo like Sutton. Just saying. Sorry, Virgos. I know. Strategic. Aligning herself with certain individuals this season. And I felt like her reaction was to have a moment. Very much like when Dorit first came to dinner that night late. And she pulls her to the side before she can even get to the table. Can I get to the table and say hello to everybody? Nope. She pulls her to the side and all of a sudden they're talking about her divorce. Remember, she used to be on reality television. She's not new to this. So she knows what she's doing. Just saying. Melly says no Virgo slander. You do here, Melly? You're not. You know it's always Virgo slander, but it all comes from love. I have so many Virgos around me. Okay. Young Eartha Kit, thank you so much for the super chat. Young Eartha Kit says, I can't believe I'm here on a Friday night, y'all. Well, no, she didn't say that. I'm saying that. Only because I know I have a busy weekend. It's going to be freezing here in New York again. I need to get somewhere warm ASAP. Young Eartha Kit, thank you so much for the super chat. Y'all better like this video. I'm trying to hop on the call for the first time and give my thoughts. Like the video. Yes, guys, let's get to 500 likes. We're almost there. We're almost there. Thank you, Young Eartha Kit. Young Eartha Kit, if you follow me on Twitch, I'll drop the call link there. Excuse me. AB, thank you so much for the super chat. AB says, Kemp, rate Kemp, rate the shows Beverly Hills, Traitors, and Shaw's that you look forward to most on Thursdays. Traitors, Shaw's and not Shaw's, the Valley Persian style, and Beverly Hills. I watch them as work. Traitors is the only one that I look forward to the point where I was like, I'm gonna watch these other shows first because so I can savor Traitors. Hence why I always put Traitors at the end, which part of me is like, maybe I shouldn't, because by the time I get to Traitors, I'm like, I'm tired, I'm talked out, but I won't be. I gotta rest my voice. All right. Thank you so much, AB, for the super chat. Foxy, thank you so much for the super. You do not need to send us a super chat. We are all sending you love during this horrific time. I'm so sorry to hear about your mom. Foxy says, thank you so much, community, for your compassion. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. You are the best community on YouTube. Thank you, Foxy. Oh, I can't even imagine. The Dan Talk, thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member. The Dan Talk says, Rachel chose to be on this platform. Give me a break. I am not a Kyle fan, but she is right. Right? Okay, so I'm not crazy. That's why I love my community. We don't tell each other, we don't blow smoke up each other's you-know-whats. But sometimes I feel seen by you guys. Because I'm like, am I crazy? Like, I'm not a Kyle fan either. Y'all already know. But I am not a Kyle fan, but she is right. In a divorce, what you say in public can be used against you. And on a national platform. And Bo, stop being Dorit's spokesperson. Agreed. All right, let's talk about Bose. So Bose, as you know, she's on this IVF journey. So Bose has this Zoom call with her fertility doctor, with her and Keely. She finds out that the 2 eggs that she had fertilized didn't make it past the stage that they need to make it past to have full-fledged embryos. So the doctor is now suggesting that maybe they should get younger eggs, which wouldn't be her eggs. Here's the thing, because we watched Married to Medicine and Quad is on a similar journey. Remember Quad had 4 eggs that they were going to fertilize? And Dr. Jackie told us ideally they wanted 6. Remember that? So I feel like this is where we can appreciate a Dr. Jackie, because I feel like now we're all well versed. I already knew when she said they only had 2, I was like, the odds are not going to be good. But look, miracles can happen. Miracles can happen. But I already kind of knew. I wasn't surprised. So Bose gets up. She gets emotional when she finds out the news that it didn't make it to past that stage. Here's what stood out to me in regards to Bose and Keely's relationship. It hasn't landed for me. I don't think Bose is doing this for a storyline. I do believe that she wants to have a kid, especially when she talks about, her last, she lost the baby and then her pregnancy with her other daughter. Sidebar, y'all tell me, y'all know I am a fan of Black children living their best lives and being Nepo babies and having spoil them. I'm here for that. I'm just not sure I'm here for giving a young woman, not even young woman, young girl. How old is her daughter? Young girl, a $110,000 Maserati. I'm not saying that she needs to get a hoopty, but I don't think I would be getting her a $100,000 Maserati. And you know how Bravo is. They want to celebrate this. Remember Jenna told us remember that car that she brought on the last season of Real Housewives of New York? She ended up returning that. She did that for the show. So part of me feels like they're just doing that for the show. But that's me. Is she 16? She just got her license. They had all the t-shirts and stuff for that. Like, I'm not getting a 16, 17-year-old, 18-year-old a $110,000 Maserati. Not for your first car. I'm going to get you a nice car because, you Black and you rich. Okay? All right? The Wendy Acefo of it all. Wait, huh? but not a $110,000 car. But that's me. But I don't know if I believe it either. Okay? P-Dub says, no 6-year-old needs a Maserati. Love Your Heart says, no different from a Range Rover that runs around 125. I don't think you should do that either. I'm talking about the price point. I'm not talking about the car. Okay? Right? Maybe not a Maserati, but a nice Lexus. Something. But even then, I'm just like, But anyway, that was such a blip in the episode. Okay? What else happens? Oh, one of the other things that happened at the dinner at the top of the episode of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills was the fact that Dorit brought out the fact that Amanda was in a cult. And she just was waiting. She was waiting to put that information out there. Like it was her calling card. And I believe Kyle, when Kyle said she was doing a lot of, research on Amanda. This is what these housewives do. I'm not surprised. I'm not saying that it's right. I'm not saying that it's wrong. But she found this information on Amanda. But remember, this information on Amanda was Amanda who actually wrote it. You know what I mean? She wrote the article admitting this to the public. She also talked a little bit about it in one of her books. So it's not like the world didn't know and that the world wouldn't find out. But okay. All right. At one particular point, Mauricio is going to become a DJ, y'all. Well, he took up a hobby. Yeah. They went to go look at a wedding venue. As you know, their daughter is getting married. Honestly, I'd much rather them talk about that because we grew up watching these kids. So I'm more interested in Alexia's wedding than I am in anything involving Mauricio and Kyle's relationship. But I guess that's all tied together. I don't know. But all right. All right, moving on from there. What else did I want to talk about from this episode? Rachel goes over Kathy's house to talk about what she's been going through when it comes to her divorce and everyone talking about her divorce. Rachel, nobody was talking. People were talking about your divorce the day you filed, but I felt like that information went south really quickly. And I think it's because a lot of people already thought that you got a divorce. I think we all were surprised that you had just filed. We thought that marriage been over. But okay. Whatever, girl. Look, whatever, girl. All right. Moving on from there. Yeah, Mauricio wants to become a DJ, but he said it's a hobby. At first, I was judging Mauricio, but I was like, you know what? I learned a while ago that it's good for us to pick up hobbies for as we get older. It's very good for our brains. It's a way for us to keep your brain active. So I was like, you know what? If he wants to learn something new, good for you, Mauricio. I mean, when it comes to him having a midlife crisis, it all tracks. It all tracks. Okay. All right. And I also think that Kyle is going through a midlife crisis, right? Don't you think? Just saying. I feel like Kyle went through a midlife crisis. That's why I don't believe Kyle is a lesbian. I think Kyle's next relationship, if not with Mauricio, would be with another man. But okay. All right. What else happened? So Dorit, Sutton, and Rachel meet up. Sutton's just happy to be a part of the quote cool girls. Okay, so they talk about the argument. First of all, Dorit was like, "Where were you, Sutton, in that argument? You're the one who told me this information about Amanda." Sutton's like, "I thought you got it. You can handle yourself, you know." Then they discuss Amanda being in a cult, and Rachel's just like, "A cult? Oh my god." Like a cult, and she seemed like she didn't understand what a cult is. This is why I feel like y'all think that y'all getting the real Rachel Zoe. Rachel, you have lived in Hollyweird for so long. You know a thing or two about a cult. I'm not saying that you've been in one. I'm just saying I've seen people talk about this, like regular people have been approached to be in a cult multiple times over there in California. Just saying. So I just feel like she's performative. And in another scene, Kyle and Amanda go for a hike. And Kyle says that Dorit gives more grace to Bose when it comes to them saying the same exact thing that she does to her. Okay? All right. Guys, we're almost at 500 likes. Keep liking the video. If you're just joining us, this is our Friday Live where we talk about a bunch of different hot topics and reality TV news. I want to kind of move on, though, from there and talk about the Traitors, right? I feel like we can move on and talk about the Traitors. because I've already been talking for over an hour and 15 minutes. So I'd much rather spend the rest of this talking about the Traitors. Did you guys watch last night's Traitors? If you're watching us on YouTube, I have a live chat poll there. I want to know from you guys, if you're part of the replay crew, do you think that it was a fatal mistake for Candiace putting Rob's name down last week? She has done multiple interviews saying that she still does not think that that was a mistake. Here's the thing for me when it comes to Traitors. I feel like people, especially when it comes to these celebrities, y'all do know that they're getting a salary. I do think, yeah, winning the money at the end and getting some of that money is going to be great. That's added money to the money they're already making for the show. I feel like Candiace was there to have a good time. Candiace didn't care about necessarily winning. And already, for me, Candiace won. Come on. Candiace won. She resurged her presence on social media. She resurged her presence on television. She reminded people that she was more than what people pictured or what people didn't like of her on Real Housewives of Potomac. People ended up falling in love with Candiace. I turned a corner with Candiace the last couple of seasons of Potomac, but I really like you would think I'm a Candiace stan. I'm not. I'm gonna stand for anyone. I'm gonna stand for Jesus. But I have to say, for me, she's the star of the season. She's going to go down as one of the best players. Not because of her gameplay, but her gameplay is not as bad as y'all are trying to make her gameplay to be. And there's a larger conversation that we can have on unconscious bias in regards to how people view black people, black women specifically, because you saw how they turned Ron into the villain. They got rid of all the black people first. There's a video on social media talking about the stats when it comes to the UK version. And it's not just the US where we're seeing this. We're seeing this in the UK version too. But before we even get to this week's episode, spoiler alert. So if you haven't watched the episode, you're going to get spoiled, okay? But before we get to that, the U.S. Sun is reporting that there might be a Traitors All-Stars in the works. The U.S. Sun can exclusively reveal casting talks are already underway with the most buzzed-about players from all 4 seasons in talks to return. I'm here for it. As Season 4 continues airing on Peacock, casting is currently being finalized for Season 5, which is expected to be a normal season with all new celebrity casts. You also know that they are casting an all regular people version too. They're still casting for it at this present moment. However, behind the scenes, bosses are also preparing a Traitors All-Star season for the following year, which would work out perfect because you see Sari, who won Season 1. If you have not watched Season 1, that's when they also had regular people with reality TV stars, which honestly, I want them to do again. Okay? Tika says, you're not going to get your cloak? The cloak is here, Tika. This cloak is here. Thank you for the reminder, though. The cloak is here. Okay, and let me change. Look, let me go into my my Traitors setup. Hold on. Let me put my Traiter setup. Thank you for the reminder, though. Yes, thank you for the reminder. All right. So, All-Stars. So, the Traitors All-Star season, following year. So, this would give enough time for Sari, because she probably has like where she can't compete on any other network after Survivor. She's going back to Survivor. For those that didn't know, Sari, who won Season 1. Even if you know that as a spoiler, watching her get to that place is so impressive. I just watched the end of where it all played out recently on X, and I was like, oh my gosh, Sari did that, okay? But of course, they could not make her a traitor coming back. So, okay, that's the rumor. Sari will come back as a player, okay? So they said, however, behind the scenes, bosses are also preparing a Traitors All-Star season for the following year. A move insiders say is meant to raise the stakes after several wildly successful seasons. You have to bring Candiace back then. You have to bring Candiace back. Because at that particular point, it will be, what, 2 years since she's played the game? Traitors Production are actively casting for season 5 and putting in the finishing touches on that cast, a source exclusively told the U.S. Sun. I'm going to find out from my sources if we know of who might be on that cast. But they're also already assembling an all-star cast for the following year, season 6, which will be the first time the show's ever done that. After 5 seasons, producers believe they now have a deep bench of breakout stars capable of delivering the most intense, strategic, and chaotic season yet. I kind of want to see gamers play this. I kind of want to see them do a gamer season. I'm just thinking this through because so often the housewives or other reality TV stars, they want to get the gamers out. I want to see a season of just gamers because I think they would make the game really interesting. But what I can appreciate from people like Candiace and Phaedra, they also made it entertaining for us who are not gamers, that don't watch, Survivor or Amazing Race. But I did watch Big Brother. I love Big Brother. So you know what I mean? I don't know if they would consider Nene an all-star because she hasn't been on it. I wonder if she'll do season 5 though. Because you remember, they did offer Nene season 5 season 4. Was it season 4 or season 3? I think it was season 4. She was supposed to be on this current season, but she had to pull out because of her son. So I'm thinking definitely Nene for season 5 because I think what's happening with Nene during this Ultimate Girls Trip is going to raise the stakes for her when it comes to seeing more visibility from Nene on Bravo. Ocean's Dream says, "Thank you, Kempire sources." I'm gonna reach out to. I got a couple of sources. I'm gonna see if I can find out. There's so much stuff that I can't tell you guys that I wish I could. Maybe on my deathbed. There's just so much stuff. Like there's certain things I'm like, damn, I could never tell that story. Exactly. Chris says that Sari played masterful. She is a genius. And now I understood why. And part of me wants to watch Survivor 50 because so many of you said that she is an icon in Survivor. And I'm like, wait, seeing her play Traitors made me think like, oh, now I see why. Okay. Creme said, I wanted Portia back. I'd be open to Portia coming back. I'd definitely be open to Portia coming back. All right. So they said they feel after 5 seasons, they will have plenty of big names to choose from to make the season the most intense and entertaining one yet. They want to keep the show fresh and exciting, even for people who watch it year after year. And the show has grown so much. As someone that has been watching since the beginning, this season is where I saw, like on social media, where it's garnered so much conversation and activity. And I remember I used to tweet about it and it would be get like a couple hundred likes. Now that thing, tweets are going viral. You know what I mean? Foxy says, nah, please tell us, Kempire, maybe one-on-one, but definitely not on a platform. Just because I can't reveal too much because some things will be, it just can't. Hey, Blackatarian. I didn't even realize. I don't know if I've seen your profile here on YouTube before. Blackatarian says, sidebar, why did Perez Hilton ransack your live last night? It wasn't last night. It was the night before. Yeah. That was interesting, though. We had an interesting conversation. No matter how you feel about Perez, he's been in this business a long time doing the gossip stuff. So it's always interesting to, I'm like, Perez has sources too. Raquel says, but did you see Candiace on the podcast? Yes, I did. Did you see Candiace on the podcast with Boston Rob and Bob the Drag Queen? Woo! Boston Rob was very cold and biased, very cringe to watch for me personally. I will say this. We can move on. We can move on from this. So there's an all-star season. I'll get to your comment. Let me save your comment. Where'd your comment go? Where did your comment go? I'm going to save your comment because I want to get back to that because I felt what you felt. And this is where we go back. Foxy says, email me, Kempire. I can't put it on email. Then you get hacked. Anyway, so in terms of who the show would cast for the highly demanded all-star season, a list of names has already been put together that includes fan favorites and villains from all the past seasons the U.S. Sun has learned. Those names, according to The Insider, include Sari, Ari from season 1. Oh yeah, I liked Ari. Did I? Season Phaedra Parks, Peter Weber, and Pavarotti from season 2. Boston RHOP. I definitely want to see Boston RHOP play the game again. When I watched Boston RHOP play the game, I was like, oh, I see why he's so respected. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't mind seeing him play this game again after, being eliminated. Okay. Amanda, we're going to talk about what Boston RHOP said on the podcast because I can see where he's coming from, but then there's the unconscious bias that I think is worth us putting out there. Okay. Then they were also talking about Dylan Efron coming back, Bob the Drag Queen, Boston RHOP, Gabby. I heard some stuff about Gabby from the last when they were doing the promo for the last season. I heard Gabby was and her girlfriend were like a nightmare behind the scenes, allegedly. Like I felt like the success was going to her head a little bit. Because people fell in love with Gabby. They're like, oh my gosh, she's so much fun. This success can go to people's head. And to round out the list, the current season stars Lisa Rinna and Rob are also being included in the conversation. Maybe. While no contracts have been finalized, the Traitors insiders say the goal is clear. Put together a cast of proven schemers, fan favorites, and polarizing personalities for what producers want to be the most talked about season in the Traitors franchise. Just don't bring back Dorinda. And look, Dorinda made me giggle in this week's episode. We'll go to that. Spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. Dorinda made me giggle because when she talked about Lisa Rinna, she said, I got real close to Lisa Rinna. I felt like I was like we're having a girls' weekend. You're playing a game. Dorinda made me giggle with that. I was like, Dorinda, you're playing a game, all right? Look, you're playing a game. For those that want to know, we're talking about traitors now. We're talking about traitors. All right. Tika says, I love Gabby. Yeah, Gabby on screen was great, but I heard behind the scenes, homegirl was, and her girlfriend or wife, I think now. But that's what I heard, allegedly. All right. Let me see. Okay, before we get into this week's episode of The Traitors, guys, don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to share the video. Don't forget the Kempire After Dark live show. New York, where are y'all? We should be sold out. We got, almost a month to our show coming up here in New York City. Friday the 13th, okay? March the 13th, okay? Get your tickets today. There's also a live stream option available. Shout out to the live stream folks, though, because y'all are showing up and showing out. But we need to get some bodies in the seats in New York. So make sure you guys go get your tickets the night of where I'm spilling tea that I don't spill anywhere else. This is an opportunity for you to spill tea as well. Meet and greet with me as well. Ticket information on the Kempire After Dark live show will be available in the description. Go get your tickets today. All right? Hence why, this is why y'all like, Kempire, why don't you come to the city? Y'all see what I gotta do just for one show? Like begging y'all to come to a show? This is why y'all gonna get another show for the rest of the year. Look. Noda Queen, thank you so much for the super chat. Noda Queen says, talk about it. Candiace gameplay wasn't that bad. And Rob isn't that good. There was a lot of people, well, even other people of color. You saw what Kristen said. Kristen was like, that Rob, he could, that sweet boy couldn't do no wrong. That's sweet. This is a game called Traitors. You have to let go of what you would perceive someone. And that's what I was saying. Even other people of color have this unconscious bias and don't even realize it. Well, that's what unconscious bias is. Okay? Nicole, thank you so much for the super chat. And Nicole says, I jumped out of bed to do the Tootsie Roll for Colton. I just wish Candiace could have stuck it to Rob. They think Rob is the Great White Hope. There are a few things. The Great White Hope of it all. The good-looking part of it all. Hence why Colton was letting Rob get away with, or Rob was getting away with. Rob is very quiet. But here's the thing. Do I think Candiace could have probably lasted a little bit longer? She lasted till episode 8. The episode is named after her. Okay? So Candiace has left her imprint. From episode 1 to episode 8, she gave us so many great moments. So many great, funny, incredible moments. And her gameplay isn't as bad as some of y'all are trying to make it out to be. I believe her naming Rob last week was her taking a risk. It definitely was a risk. Putting it out there. Her aiming for him this week as hard as she did was probably her calling card in regards to everyone else. Like, wait, so why are you calling him out now? But them not being able to see past all the sweet, innocent RHOP act, it was quite telling about them and their unconscious bias. And Jam Jam did an interview saying that these faithfuls are not going to figure it out. He said that they basically were dumb. And based on how they've been moving, they have been. I think they've been lucky to get certain people. Colton is speaking out recently about how he's been threatened by fans. They don't like him and blah, blah, blah. And because of the stalking stuff. And if anything, we should be saying thank you to Candiace this week, because before she went out, and yes, I will give Rob his kudos as a traitor in regards to, like, he set her up by having her murder Colton, but we don't care. If anything, Candiace took one for the team, and the team is us. Candiace took one for the team. She got out Colton. Okay. And then she put a mark on Rob's back. Okay. And maybe they won't see past it this week, but I know someone, and maybe it'll be, what's his name from One Tree Hill. Maybe he'll put him like, wait a minute. Is that why she kept on bringing, was it traitor upon traitor? And that's the downside of not having a lot of gamers left in this game, because the gamers are better at piecing some of this stuff together. I know we're all just happy that Colton didn't win. I'm happy that we don't have to worry about seeing Colton for the next few weeks. But one of the other things that I saw people saying after Candiace was banished, they were saying that, yeah, we are done until the reunion. We're done until the reunion. The entertainment value is going to be gone. I'm going to keep watching because I really do like the game. But Candiace, you are an icon and a star. You really, like, people loved Phaedra. You took it up a notch and you took it to a whole other level. She played an excellent game. Was it perfect? No. The folks that are gamers, that are big fans of the game shows, stuff like that, you guys are going to have your think pieces on why this wasn't a perfect game. Please understand, Candiace did not come in there to win. It would have been nice to win. I'm sure she would, she got a new baby, Jet. I'm sure she would want that money. No, ain't nobody gonna turn down some money. And she probably liked playing the game, but she's probably reveling in the fact that she's coming out this season as the star. Who else is gonna come out as the star this season? No one else is coming out as the star this season. Michael Rappaport eating from plates like this? Really? We couldn't wait for Michael Rappaport to leave. I just wish that Tiffany could have lasted longer. Tiffany went out like a G too. Tiffany went out like a G. He's like, how do you spell that? Tiffany, like the store. She went out like a G. Ron went out like a G too. But why was there so much smoke on Ron? And then when Rob and Candiace had that, I love the little face-to-face that Rob and Candiace had when they were eating. Pay attention to some of the things that Rob was saying to her. Like, that's not good sportsmanship. That's not good sportsmanship. You basically threw her under the bus. She saw what you were doing. You turned on Lisa Rinna. Yes, the smoke was on Lisa Rinna, and I kind of wish Candiace leaned into saying, I can't vote for another housewife. It would have to be a lot of evidence against her. I kind of wish that Candiace, in order for, just for selfish reasons, to make her last one more week, voted for Natalie. Because there was smoke on Natalie. You said you were going to vote for Natalie. Okay? I kind of wish she leaned that way, as opposed to, first of all, protecting Lisa Rinna a little too much. Lisa Rinna just did not argue well enough. And she's the reason why she left. There is no, yes, Rob did not help, but she just did not argue better for herself. The previous week and then last week, she didn't do it. Candiace saw what was coming. She saw how Rob was aligning himself with other people and not being loyal to the traitors. So she felt like he was going to turn on her. And she was right. He was going to turn on her. because he already was not being loyal to her with the rest of the group. Hey, Kendra says, Kempire, not you going live while I'm at work. I knew I should have called. We don't normally go live at this time, but I had a busy day during the day, so I couldn't go live until now. But you're part of the replay crew. It's all right. It'll still be a good show. Exactly. Linda says that he was gaslighting her. But just her confessionals, Candiace's confessionals, when she said she was going to come for him, just the whole setup, the lead up for all of that. Giselle could never. This is why pretty privilege. Poor Candiace, she probably was triggered just because, again, here we go. The people rooting for people just because they find them attractive. Pretty privilege, okay? Giselle could never, okay, deliver the way that they've been delivering. Okay. Yeah. Kiana says that Candiace really should have voted for Natalie. Hold on, let me bring this off. So I agree with Rob. Why taking it personal? It's a game. So how do they expect loyalty? Here's the thing. I didn't feel like Candiace was necessarily taking it personal. And as someone that knows a lot of females, and I'm not sure, I'm gonna assume, but I don't want to assume. I feel like women hear that all the time, downplaying them making a strategic move as being, oh, why are you being so emotional about this? That's what it was giving. That's what it was feeling like. Because it's not like we've seen Candiace be emotional. I don't feel like in this moment Candiace was being emotional. You know what I mean? And some might view it. Look, I'm not going to come against anyone's perception. Everyone has a right to their perception. We've seen Candiace be emotional. And emotional is not necessarily just crying. I felt like she was very in control of what she was doing, even if that meant that she was leaving. Even if that meant that she was leaving, Candiace was just like, if I'm going to go, I'm going to take you down. I'm going to leave a mark on you. And that's exactly what she did. That's exactly what she did. She left a mark on all of us. She left a mark on all of us, Candiace. Don't leave us. Okay? Yeah. She left a mark. She left a mark. Guys, if you had to rate this week's episode, and of course, replay crew, let us know of the Traitors. Let us know your thoughts on this week's episode of the Traitors. What else did I want to talk about? I was so upset when Kristen, after the banishment of Candiace, was just like, not that sweet boy. This game is called The Traitors. You don't think he's playing this up? You don't even know him from a can of paint. You don't think that he's playing this up? I thought it was so interesting. Exactly. Laura says that Colton was emotional. Here's the thing. Again, she was great television. She had iconic lines that we will forever, recite. She got rid of Colton. And she told us on her podcast, Candiace, the first few murders that we see, I'm guessing all the murders that we've seen were her decisions. So there's a lot of stuff that we're not seeing during the show that would land to the part of like, oh, Candiace is really strategic. She's the one making these decisions for the Traitors. But who do you guys think they should have murdered instead of Colton? That would have threw people off. I feel like if I wanted to argue where I feel like Candiace didn't make the best decision, I would say Colton, already there was a lot of smoke out there. Even if she didn't know that Colton was putting out her name, I would assume that there was a lot of smoke and he would have been a good shield for the Traitors, leaving Colton there. I think that she should have threw people off with like a Natalie or a Steve. Was it Steve? That's his name? Someone like that. And look, and maybe because she became close with Johnny, that made her feel like she was keeping him around. Okay? Anyway. Oh, or Kristen or Natalie, Monet says. Asha says Steven. Paige says maybe Eric. Well, you saw at the end of this that Rob had to recruit, so he decided to choose Eric. Do you think that was a good decision? I don't know. It will be interesting to see how they play this game together. I think Johnny would have been a good decision because I feel like there's some smoke on Johnny, right? I feel like there's some smoke on Johnny, but I'm not sure how Rob is playing this. I'm not sure if Rob is playing this like, okay, I'm going to bring someone on that can be loyalty or someone that could be a shield for me. I guess we'll have to wait and see how Rob decides to play this game. I don't want to see Rob win, though. I'll be honest with you. And I have a feeling that the Faithfuls are going to win this one, despite them not being the brightest. Oh, someone, Teresa said Maura. I like Maura. Maura, I don't really like Maura because she's on to our traders. But, Two Foxy says, Kempire, you would be a good trader. Well, I would never reveal what I want in regards to, yes, I root for the traders as the game, but would I want to be a trader? I'm not going to reveal that because this is a public platform. And then someone can be like, I saw what you said, blah, blah, blah. So I'm not going to get into that. So you know that they have the podcast, Bob the Drag Queen and Boston Rob have a podcast where they talk about traders, which I appreciate them talking about it. Candiace was on there. So if you missed it, that's actually a really entertaining exit interview with Candiace because Candiace is being Candiace. So funny, reacting to all the stuff, okay? But I would agree with this comment that Raquel left. But did you see Candiace on the podcast with Boston Rob and Bob the Drag Queen? Whew! Boston Rob was very cold and biased, very cringe to watch for me personally. Well, here's the thing. I see this with two different eyes, okay? Well, before I do that, let me drop the call and link for the general audience because I know you guys have thoughts on this as well, and I don't want to be here long. I haven't even eaten dinner, y'all. I've eaten some stuff, but I haven't had like dinner, and it's about to be 10 o'clock. It's late. It's a late night. I'm going to drop the call link for our members on the post tab. And while I'm doing that, everyone, be sure to like the video. Easy, free way of supporting not just my channel, but other channels as well. Be sure to check out the description for all details on everything Kempire, including our merch and our new Are You Okay? Mugs and travel mugs and things like that as well. And our live show happening in New York City on Friday, March 13th. Ticket information, including the live stream ticket, is now available. The live stream ticket you get to keep for 1 week after the show. Get your tickets today. Young Eartha Kid, thank you so much for the super chat. Young Eartha Kid says, bring back Peppermint, who got voted out early on season 2. Bring back Bob and Monet and give us a turret full of drag. Now that would eat. Oh, I kind of like that. Did Rob tell Colton he was a traitor? That's what people are speculating. People are speculating that Rob may have told Colton that he was a traitor. I don't know. I mean, that's very much against the rules, but I don't know. Lucy says that that it was nice. Boston Rob was biased. And this is the unconscious bias, because we have to remember, we're looking, and I like how Bob the Drag Queen was coming to Candiace's defense, but that's a black person. And to see Boston Rob, a white guy, share his perspective. But we also have to remember, too, the other perspective that he's sharing is as a gamer. So I can see some of what he was saying, but there were certain things in regards to referencing Candiace being emotional. That was an emotional decision. He doesn't know Candiace. And I was like, that wasn't an emotional decision for Candiace. And I do feel like also sexism. It's not even just these unconscious bias. There's the sexism of it all. A woman making these particular decisions you're viewing as emotional. I don't feel like that was an emotional decision. It could have been her way of like, you know what? If I'm going to go down, I'm going to take you with me. And I'm going to put it out there. But these faithfuls aren't smart. These faithfuls aren't smart. Okay, Juliet says, that's why I love Bob. Chef T says, I never care for Boston Rob. I can see why some people could not care for him. I could definitely see where some could not care for him. If you are on Twitch, I am going to drop the call link for you guys on Twitch as well. Oh, I forgot to stream on, I just realized I'm not streaming on whatchamacallit, on TheKempire. Lord. All right. Thank you guys so much for all of the likes. We appreciate you guys. And thank you so much for all the super chats, the Venmos, the Cash Apps. Don't forget, for Valentine's Day, not only can you get some roses, if you want a personal cameo from me, if your wife or your boyfriend or whatever wants a personal cameo from me, there are sales going on CAMEO. You can get those details in the description as well. Bravel Dad, thank you so much for being a member for the super chat. Says, Glad I caught a live. Kempire, you were right about Celebrity Traitors UK. Right? It's so good. It's so good. For those that did, you can watch it on Peacock, Celebrity Traitors UK. It's so funny. It's funny. It's such a good season. I'm not going to spoil it for you. Yes, I love Alan Carr as well. He was from my favorite, but everyone, I just love UK humor. But everyone was funny, but Alan was like the best part. What's the best part? This is this artwork behind me is. Oh wait, you talking about the clouds? That's a tablet. That's a tablet. But the artwork behind me is a Keith Haring. I if you follow me on socials, I reposted a story about how Keith Haring collaborated with this Puerto Rican young artist at the time, and the Puerto Rican artist never got the credit that he deserved. The whitewashing of history, kind of crazy. Really crazy. Hey Theo, I didn't see you in here. Celebrity Traitors UK is really funny. It is. It's so part of me could watch it again. It literally came up after I finished watching this week's episode. It came up again. I was like, I could watch it again. All right. All right. Let's see. What else did I want to talk about? I'll move on. There's so much more I can say. We have quite a few people backstage. We are almost at 600 likes. Let's get to 600 likes, and I'll drop the call link for the general audience as well. But if you are watching us on Twitch, where I am viewed in better quality and better sound, apparently, follow us on Twitch, twitch.tv/TheKempire. Let's get to these calls. Callers, I'm going to give you 1 minute. Please respect the timer so that we're able to get to everyone. And I also need to get some food. April says, I loved Keith Haring. I hope that the whitewashing of this Puerto Rican artist is not at his hands and more so the estate or whatever it may be. But come on now. A lot of what you see, a lot of the aesthetic of Keith Haring, it's the graffiti art of it all. And he apparently learned this from this young Puerto Rican kid that he discovered during that time while here in New York. All right, I've digressed. I wish I had the videos to show you guys, but you can Google schmoogle it, what I'm talking about. It's Black History Month, so let's talk about it. All right? Happy Black History Month to our forever couple over here, the Obamas, Michelle and Barack Obama. Go watch Becoming this weekend. Make them real mad. Make them real mad. All right, let me get to the call so I can get out of here, y'all. Cynthia's backstage. You're going to bring Cynthia up first. Cynthia, what did you want to share? Oh, wait, Cynthia, before you say anything, reminder, the opinions of the callers do not represent the opinions of myself, the Kempire LLC, or our sponsors. Everything that they say is alleged and they will abide by the timer. Cynthia, what did you want to share?
Hey, Kempire, how you doing? Hi, everyone.
Well, how are you?
I'm fine. Kempire, I haven't watched Traitors. I've just been watching your recaps.
Okay.
It sucks that Candiace was voted off. Did you hear about Lil Jon's son passing away?
We talked about it at the top of this. You must have came a little late.
I came a little bit late.
Yeah,
that was really sad.
Yeah.
Really sad. And honestly, this administration is so toxic.
Oof.
It's
racist. Call a thing a thing.
The topic, toxic, racist. I'm over it.
Yeah.
I hope he gets impeached midterm. And that's it, Kempire. Make sure you get some good dinner.
Thank you, Cynthia. Take care.
Take care.
Bye. I also don't want to eat late. It's already late, but I'm gonna eat something because I haven't had a proper dinner. And shout out to our, as a community, we love to support each other. So everyone sent some love to Foxy, who recently lost her mom. All right, we have Shannon backstage. I'm gonna bring Shannon up next. Shannon, what did you want to share?
Hey, Kempire. Happy Black History Month.
You too.
So I would like to say for Traitors, I really loved Candiace on the show. She played a really great game and had so many iconic moments.
Yes.
I genuinely wish she was able to bide her time more in getting Rob out, but oh well. Honestly, I don't think I'll be able to watch the rest of the season due to how easily manipulated the rest of the faithfuls seem, because they're under Rob's spell for some strange reason. But anyway, changing gears. I saw this little thing online on Threads, because I'm on there every day, about the fact that someone wishes that they would do the seasons at least one season based off of the faithfuls point of view. Like we don't know who all the traitors are until like they get exposed in real time. Obviously
Ooh.
they did that with the secret traitor this season, but
Yeah.
I want them to double down on that. Like I think that would be really, really fun. And they could come up with fan theories online, like really get the engagement going. Even like maybe even decide who gets a shield or anything like that. You know, I just think that would be a really cool idea just to up the ante a little bit.
And
But yeah, that's my
it would
thoughts.
also prove to a lot of us that swear we know what we're talking about that we really don't. Because we judge the faithfuls, but
Right.
we already know who the traitors are.
Right. So we
So
wouldn't see what's going on in the turret or anything like that. So
yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Thanks so much,
Hmm.
Shannon. Take care. All right, we're gonna bring up Bernadette next. Bernadette, what did you want to share?
Hello?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, okay. Am I here?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, I am coming in late just because I'm a drag race stan and
Oh.
I yeah, I know you don't. It's okay. Doesn't matter. Um the thing is with Traitors, I think that Candiace did make somewhat of a wrong decision by
Okay.
that throwaway vote with RHOP because I think that that will now throw everything under the bus. But I think that these faithfuls are still just like pretty uh, lackluster in their judgment
Yeah.
in terms of like how the game is being played. Like they're being charmed by the snake charmer, and it's very obvious. Um, I just want to. I don't have that much else to say before I chime in again. After Potomac reunion part one, I just want to say I hope you stay warm because I know we're both in NYC.
Oh.
uh
Bernadette.
the storm is coming,
Oh.
and that's I think that's all I have to say, honestly. Like I think Candace had great fun, and I think that she presented herself as very poised and is not as argumentative as she did in the Potomac run that she had, which I appreciate because that's how I always viewed herself to be.
Okay.
And she didn't let the housewives rigmarole get in her way of
Yeah.
the Traitor season. And I know I went over time and I apologize. So thank you very much, Kempire. I
Thanks,
love you.
Bernadette. Thank you, Bernadette. Take care. Come to our New York City show, Bernadette. You in New York. All right. Let's bring up Kathy next. Kathy, what did you want to share about any of the shows that we talked about? It doesn't have to be Traitors, but if you want, I understand.
It's going to be Traitors because I don't watch Beverly Hills. I don't care about Trump.
I know that's right.
But I will say that I think Candiace did a wonderful job. I know people are questioning her decision to vote for Rob, but either way, if Colton stayed, she was going to go home because it's going to be Colton and Rob against Candiace. So I think she did a good job. But the faithfuls are not that smart because she served the other traitor to them, but they're just mesmerized, like everyone said, by Rob, and they're not really listening to what she was saying. But hopefully they pick up before the end. And for those who don't want to watch the rest of the episodes, really give the Traitors New Zealand and Australia a try. It's really, really, really good.
That's been on my
They
list.
are.
I'm going to start that tonight.
Yeah, it's so good. I love Traitors, but I like it with the regular people.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just so much better. I like the regular people. I don't know them. I'm not invested in any one person. I just thought the way they play the game is just a little bit more strategic. So yeah, give it a try.
Thanks, Kathy.
All right, bye, Kempire.
I love how we've all sort of just grown to just love Traitors, and like there's so many iterations. It's become a global phenomenon now. All right, Mel's backstage. We're gonna bring Mel up next. Mel, what's going on?
Hey, Kempire, how you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing good. Yeah, I just watched Traitors. Oh my gosh, the past couple of weeks, all the episodes. I finally caught up because people were threatening to spoil it for me, so I wanted to catch all of them, all the episodes. But you know what? Unfortunately, I caught all of them just recently. Now I'm not going to watch it no more because you know what? I was enjoying it this season with Lisa Rinna and with Candiace, and as soon as now I'm looking at, I love Kristen, the lady from Top. I loved her for years. Loving the lady, the chef.
Yeah.
But yeah, the way that Rob did the game, I can't look at him. I can't deal with him. I can't stand him. I don't like him, and I can't wait for the reunion because both Lisa Rinna and Candiace said that they want a piece of him at the reunion. So that's what I'm waiting for. Yeah, there she go. There she go right there with that hat, looking like Popeye's girlfriend. But I'm going to be looking for the reunion. But right now, I'm off of the Traitors. I can't watch it. It's no. I can't. I don't want to watch anymore. But that's all I wanted to say.
Thanks, Mel.
All right.
Take care. It will be interesting. I mean, they never released the ratings for Peacock, so it would be interesting to see if the ratings go down now that Candiace is no longer on the show. She really drove a lot of people, their excitement. Now we just want to get to the reunion. Okay, so there's probably 3 more episodes and then the reunion, and they haven't filmed the reunion yet. And they filmed the reunion really. I hate the reunion for Traitors because it feels so quick, and they really do film it very quickly. So it's not like your typical Housewives reunion, which is unfortunate because there's so much to get into. Young Eartha Kitt, we're going to bring up next. I know you've been itching to get on here and talk your talk. What's going on?
Can you hear me, Kemp?
Yes.
Oh my God. I feel like, Garcelle! First of all, I've been dying to talk to you. I'm going to keep it brief. I don't want to go over the timer, but I do agree with Kathy. I do feel like how she kept what's his name? White man.
Rob?
No.
Colton?
NFL player. Yes, Colton. Had she kept Colton, yes, they would have ganged up against her. But she did herself a disjustice by murdering him. She should have played it cute. She should have kept it cute with Rob and then figured out how to get him out later in the game. Aside of that, all I will say is I also agree with Rob on the after show podcast where she was very emotional and Candiace gets emotional. And she's done that at Potomac. She did this with the Traitors where she let her emotions get the best of her. And I get it. We're loyal beings and we play that card of I'm down with I'm down for the count. However, it's Traitors. You have to play a snake. You have to be a snake. You can't call a snake a snake. You have to be one with the snake. That's where she messed up. And I don't want to go over my timer, but I will say this one last thing.
You already went over it.
I know, child. But I don't know if I'll make the show, but if you're down, I have a shop. All I sell is naked cashmere. And if you want to dress cute, I would love to gift you something. So come on down. I'll figure out how to get to you. I'll, dress you up for your show. If I can or cannot make the show, I would love to do that.
Are you in New York?
I love you. Yes, I live in Brooklyn, child. But I don't know if I'll be in London during that time. But either way, I want to
have a shop?
Something. Huh?
And you have a shop?
I manage a shop for Naked Cashmere in the West Village. So if I can gift you something to make you look cute for the show, I would love to do that.
Well, let me know when you're at the shop and I'll come by.
Baby, I'm the manager. I'm there all day.
Oh, damn. I love the West Village too.
I can get to you. I'll figure it out.
Look, I'm coming to the shop. I want to see what y'all got.
It's cold. It's snowing right now. I know you want some cashmere, babes.
I heard it was snowing. Someone said it was snowing here in New York. Lord.
I'm looking out the window right now. It's literal flakes, babe. So if you want some cashmere, just let me know how to get to you, and I'll get it to you.
All right. Thank you, Young Eartha Kitt. I appreciate it.
Bye, babes.
Bye. All right. Look, I don't. I'm going to that shop. Look, I want to see this cashmere. Okay. Let me see. Okay. So, hey, Samira. Samira came to my live show. Samira says, I'm proud of Candiace. No sportsmanship here. You backstab. I'm backstabbing you. The F. Yamira. Thank you, Yamira. I couldn't think of the name off the top of my head. The Puerto Rican artist is Angel La. Wait, is it La Ortiz or La LA2 Ortiz? Thank you so much, Yamira. Yeah, just Google schmoogle it. I just learned that story this week. And mind you, I've been posting some Keith Haring posts behind me. Crystal said it's snowing here in New York City too. I mean, I have all these things blocked out so I can't see outside. I should just open this up at night because it won't affect my lighting in here. That way I can kind of see what's going on outside. Foxy says, Foxy Feline End Up says, Cashmere is nice. It is. Kathy says, it is snowing. Lord have mercy. I didn't know it was supposed to snow tonight. It's supposed to be a lot? All right, let me get to the rest of the calls. There's people waiting patiently behind the scenes. All right, Lovely, what's going on?
Hey, Kempire, how you doing tonight?
Well, how are you?
I'm good. I'm not really good.
Oh.
I just believe that orange burnt face man
Mm.
put that up there. And if
Mm.
you look at those pictures, he was calling Obama a monkey, but he was calling Michelle a gorilla because those pictures are too different. Michelle
Mm.
is darker, but Obama is lighter. He's
Mm.
I don't know in the heck. And then what gets me is these people have not came out and said anything. Now he's trying to blame it on an aide. You
Mm.
is a liar. You've
Yeah.
always been a liar. You nothing but a fraud. I think you the Antichrist. It'll take God in
Right.
heaven to come down and tell me something different because you have caused nothing but chaos, destruction, and
Mm.
just nothing. What has he done for the American people? We can't say not one thing that this man did since he's been in office that was good for the American people. Only thing he did was
Including the people
giving
that
them
voted for him.
yeah, exactly. Only thing he's doing right now is enhancing himself with $3.3 billion. And what the American people got, they have no jobs. Some of them is homeless. Some of them losing cars. Some of them sleeping in cars. But do
Mm.
you think he care? And the reason why he's doing it is because his wife ridiculously movie flopped and Michelle Obama movie soared on Netflix. Well, nobody gonna go watch her. What we gonna watch her for? She don't do shit. She sit up there and
Well,
talk
no
about
cussing,
what?
no cussing,
Nothing.
Lovely, no cussing. It's okay.
Sorry. But she don't do nothing. What I mean, what we she don't do anything. She's not like the rest of these other president wives that get out and do stuff and make do something for
Yeah,
the
like
country.
what is
She
her
doesn't do
actual
anything. She
stance?
doesn't
What?
do anything. I mean, she don't do nothing. What do
Because
you do?
that's
Only
the
thing we
thing. You
remember you
released a
saying is, "I don't
movie.
care."
You released.
We know exactly what you do. You don't do nothing because you said you don't care. Because we remember reading it on your coat. It's
Mm.
just ridiculous and it's crazy. And for Jeff Bezos to pay for that money to get this woman to for this movie that flopped, and you got
Mm.
workers out there that can't even pay that you're not even paying. They quitting their jobs. People getting piled on your parking
Mm.
lots. It's
Mm.
ridiculous. People need to stop shopping with Amazon
Mm.
because the workers are not getting paid. The half of them is throwing boxes under the bridge because they don't want to deliver them. So it's ridiculous, and he needs to go back to his well.
All right. Well, damn. All right. Thanks, Lovely. Well, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh wait, because usually first ladies they have like a stance on, or like they have a particular project, a focus for their current, the 4 years that they'll be in office. What's Melania? The only thing that we've gotten from Melania is a movie that no one wants to watch. Okay. All right. Know the Queen's backstage. We're gonna bring Know the Queen up next. What's going on, Know the Queen?
Hey, Kempire.
Hey.
I'm talking about Traitors because I understand why Candiace voted for Rob. I just can't get over it because at the end of the day, their pact at the beginning was to help Lisa. So Candiace was going hard for Lisa because Rob said he was going to help Lisa. And then he pops out at the round table with his I Have a Dream speech about how Lisa is a traitor and messed up her whole game.
Mm. Yeah.
So now she's got. So I understand voting for Rob. Did she do the best this episode? Not necessarily, but what I will say is all of her reasonings for Rob. Sorry about the sound in the background. I'm at work, but all of her reasonings for Rob mimicked stuff that they voted other people out for this season. So, like her puppeteering Colton, that was the reason they voted out Tiffany, because she wants to control everything. And then Rob acting out of character, that's why they voted out Lisa. Like everything she said was reasons they voted people out prior. So
Yeah.
I'm giving her more for her gameplay than other people want to give her. Sorry.
And I hope she has all her receipts together to defend herself at the reunion. She will.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Know the Queen. Now get back to work. Misconceitability. Wait, conceit. Okay, I can't. You know who you are. What's going on?
Hi, Kempire.
Hey, how are you?
Happy Black History. Miscongeniality.
Thank
It's
you.
like a play on words, miscongeniality.
Yes.
I made it so long ago. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Okay, so yeah, the sentiment on what's going on in our country today is just I'm disgusted by it, and I just am constantly praying for our country. I don't know. I feel kind of just at a loss. It's just really sad. It really is, and angers me. So I'll just leave that there. And Beverly Hills, I just think it's so boring. I saw a clip of Erica Jane on Watch What Happens Live, she just doesn't give anything anymore. I used to really enjoy watching her just kind of be really honest. She just sits there, she gives nothing. No one's giving any. It's actually so boring. I don't know why it's on anymore. They should cancel it. Um and Traitors. So I feel I'm so bummed that Candiace is gone. I feel like she had two directions with the RHOP thing. I didn't like that she wrote his name down, but I do feel like if she was going to do that, she should not have killed Colton. That would have been her way to pin Colton and Rob together as traitors.
Yeah.
Because people were still considering Colton. Otherwise, she really should have just left it as a throwaway vote because she did start going back on pinpointing it, and then Mora just rides for Rob so hard. So, and it's, yeah, now it's just obnoxious to watch. I'm just like everybody else. I don't know who I'm rooting for anymore. Just want to watch the reunion. But yeah, I also caught the podcast too. And I was uncomfortable listening to Boston Rob. But just like you, I understood his sentiment on the gameplay of it.
From his perspective in regards to being a gamer. But then there's also that unconscious bias.
Yeah.
All right.
So
thanks for calling in.
Thank you. Of course.
Take care. All right, let's bring up Arjun. Arjun, what time is it now?
It's 3:00.
Oh.
Yeah, when my parents ask me tomorrow why did I go sleep late, I'm gonna say it's Kempire's fault.
And they're like, who's Kempire?
No, they know. They see me watching you all the time.
Oh, well, hello, parents.
Okay, can I ask something? Can I say something about Potomac?
Yeah.
If it's fine. So, you put something on thread, right? And I'm not being shady. I just want to know. You said something like, "Oh, Karen ate with that." It was regarding Wendy, and people were they dragging you? I thought they were dragging you. They were like, "Ate what? Ate nothing," and I was like, "Why are they dragging you?" Like they were commenting back saying, "Ate what? Ate nothing."
Well, you could tell I don't check the comments.
Oh, okay. Because I thought like they were dragging you, and I was like, "You just commented, so why were they dragging you?" I thought they were dragging you, but also I got an update for you. Remember 2 weeks ago I called you regarding Dubai Bling?
Yes.
Guess what? And I told you there were going to be 2 Indian celebrities on it. Guess what? They just announced Desi Bling, so it's going to be all Desi people.
Oh, I'm here for that. I want to see that.
Check. It's on the I think it's a trailer or a teaser on Netflix India. Go on the page and check it there. Or just type it up Desi Bling on. I think on YouTube you can see it. Yeah, it's going to be about all Desi people.
That's
and
perfect.
I think they're going to be rich. They're rich as well.
Ooh, thank you for bringing the tea, Arjun.
Yeah, it's all Dubai people as well. Like they live in Dubai, but like Desi people.
But they have money.
Yep, and I think Safa, you know how she's married to an Indian guy? I think she's gonna be her parents, hopefully. And Farhana too. So we got 2 Desi people. They're gonna be on there, I think.
But they'll be sort of like the segue for that show.
Yeah, because they were in the comments. They were in the comments of a trailer, so I'm guessing they will be on there too. Just a segue, you know.
Okay.
But yeah, I thought I'd give you the update because I saw it.
I didn't even see that, so thank you for that.
You know, India has they have their own Traitors version and also have sort of housewives as well.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, they do. The Indian version of Housewives is really good because it's all Bollywood vibes.
Oh.
Bollywood related is really juicy.
I wonder what they know about Priyanka. Never mind.
I'm not getting. No. I'm not saying anything. No, I'm not getting dragged. I am not getting dragged by people.
Bye, Arjun.
Bye.
Yeah, y'all can tell I don't pay attention. I'm like, they're dragging me on threads and I didn't know about it. I don't check I have my notifications off. Y'all can drag me all y'all want. Y'all fighting in a room by yourselves. X, I know y'all watching right now. Hey, X, y'all fighting in a room by yourselves. A lot of times when I see certain comments or certain posts that I've posted where they start to get a lot of traction, usually if it starts over like 1,000 likes, I'm like, mute conversation. All right, let's bring up Samara next. Samara, what did you want to share?
Hi, how are you?
I'm well, how are you? Long time no speak.
I know it's been a while. I just wanted to comment on the Traitors.
Okay.
I actually just recently watched it today.
Oh.
And I watched it a little bit late, but I was super proud of Candiace because I'm like, if you're gonna backstab you're gonna go against the pact that we made and you're gonna backstab someone and you're gonna actively backstab Lisa, you should have just let Colton lead the way and just voted for her. And that way, at least like he could have been like, I wanted Lisa out, and maybe in the background, tell Colton and the ones that are close, like, let's get her out, but not actively take charge. So I think that's where Rob went wrong, because Candiace could no longer trust him. So I was just very happy that Candiace blew up his entire game. Because like, if you're gonna ruin my game, then Rob is definitely not winning. So that's all. I was just very proud of for Candiace for doing that. And I honestly think they could have went long if maybe Rob waited a little bit longer in the game to backstab the traitors, but he did it way too soon. Yeah. That's all. I was really shocked as well about Trump, what he did today. I was like completely shocked. So speechless, literally. I can't even believe it. That's about it. Yeah.
Thanks, Amira. Take care.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye. All right. Last but definitely not least, Tish is backstage. Tish, what's going on?
Welcome on, Kempire.
Not bad. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you? Well, I sent you a DM on Instagram and you never responded. So I've been trying to get your attention this whole live because it's important, and I wanted you to check it and get back to me. That's all I wanted to say. I don't watch any of the shows.
Wait, which on Instagram, on which account?
TheKempire.
TheKempire. I'm going to double check. Maybe it's in like the requested thingy.
Probably. I figured. So I wanted to bring attention to it. I wanted to do something. And so I wanted to get your permission.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Thank you, Tish.
My pleasure. All right. Have a great rest of your night and enjoy your dinner.
You too. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
All right. All right, y'all. All right. I appreciate everyone calling in. I appreciate you all taking time out of your Friday evening to be here. If you haven't already, be sure to like the video. It's an easy, free way of supporting the channel. Thank you to everyone that sent in super chats, Venmos, Cash Apps. Those of you that have gotten your tickets for the Kempire After Dark live show happening here in New York City on Friday, March 13th. Go get your tickets today. But if you can't come to New York City, but if you're in the New York City tri-state area, go get your tickets. But if you can't come, there's a live stream option. So shout out to all of you that have already gotten your live stream ticket. We appreciate your support. Let's sell out this show together. Ticket information will be available in the description, along with all of our sponsors for today's live show. Don't forget, you can also hear our live recaps and special episodes, including Club Kempire, the paid Apple Podcast subscription, where I spilled a lot of Ultimate Girls Trip tea the last couple of episodes. You can check that out on the Kempire Podcast. While you're there, don't forget to give us a 5-star review. 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. Thanks to everyone for being here. Thanks to the 652 of you that have already liked the video. We appreciate you so much. Thank you to our King's Guards for being here and holding us down. I appreciate you all. I hope you have a great weekend. Hopefully I probably won't do any videos this weekend, y'all. I got things I need to take care of. All right. I will see you all in the next one. Everyone have a great rest of your day. Let's continue this conversation in the comment section. Bye, y'all.
Here we go now.